welcome back to my channel. I don't know how much hate I'm going to get for this, but I'm going to talk about one of my favorite actresses of all time, Audrey Hepburn. No, seriously, I'm going to be talking, about some of the most beloved films, and just this disclaimer that, everybody can have different opinions, so you don't have to have the same opinion as me. It's completely fine. With that said, these are my favorite and least favorite Audrey Hepburn co-stars of all time. I think it would be fair if we start with the least favorite ones, which I think are the worst co-stars of Audrey Hepburn. So my number 3 least favorite actor in Audrey Hepburn movie has to be Peter O'Toole from How to Steal a Million, because in the movie he's supposed to be like this mysterious thief, and then he needs to help Audrey's character. Like, they are going into a museum trying to steal a very expensive statue, I think. And I think even the movie I wasn't a huge fan of, because there was like a good portion, and I would say not small portion, amount of time spent in a tiny broomstick chamber that was like this big, and I'm not kidding, it's like this big in the movie. And it was just like a good amount of time spent there, and it was like there was some forced kissing, and then Audrey Hepburn's character just fell in love with this guy, although like, why? And also the movie's supposed to take place in Paris, but I think everybody just pretended it was in Paris, because I know that escapism was a thing, that you want to feel like you're going on holiday. That's why a lot of these movies are taking place in foreign countries, especially Paris, because Paris is also my favorite city. That's why I watched this film. But no, just so number two least favorite Audrey Hepburn co-star. I forgot that I had this poster, so I'm just gonna leave this out here just to show you guys that I am actually a really huge fan, and please don't kill me, internet. Right, so Cary Cooper is my second least favorite actor / co-star of Audrey Hepburn in the movie Love in the Afternoon. Love in the Afternoon was really beautiful. I think it also takes place in Paris, and she plays like this daughter of a private detective, and I feel like I'm noticing a pattern here where she always plays like a daughter type of role of an older man, and then another man that has like similar age, but then they're like one is the father and one is the boyfriend-ish. And then the storyline is that she goes into this American playboy's hotel room to warn him about her dad. And it was just, I think the premise is cute. I think the story is just a little bit rapey, just a tiny little bit. But she was very pretty in it. And it was very tasteful, I think. But I did not buy their chemistry for even 1 second. It was just so weird. And even the director was like, oh, I didn't know that I got Cary Cooper the week he was considered old. Apparently this movie didn't do very well in time either, because a lot of people criticized for the age difference between Cary Cooper and Audrey Hepburn. So it's not just me, guys. It's not just me. Like, there are more people that think like this. And then my number 1 least favorite co-star of Audrey Hepburn has to be Rex Harrison from My Fair Lady. So I know that he won an Oscar for this, and I know that Audrey Hepburn very famously lost an Oscar to, I think, Julie Andrews, because she didn't sing her lines in this. And I think, why are Oscars given to people that actually sing the lines? Like, isn't her job to act and not to sing? But you know what? Different times, I get it. But this guy was just straight abusive towards Audrey Hepburn's character. You know, like his signature song in My Fair Lady was I got accustomed to her face. So the storyline is that Rex Harrison is this guy who is like this very posh English person, and then Audrey Hepburn is like a peasant girl that they're going to do a bet to make her seem more like a upper class wealthy lady, and then in the end they succeeded in making her posh and upper class, but then she met this another guy who I was like, yes, you should go out, because in this entire movie, and this movie is like 3 hours long, they spent this entire movie talking about how bad Audrey Hepburn is, and then Rex Harrison was just berating her every chance. I was just like, that's just not an environment, you know, any person should be in, especially if it's like from your boyfriend / husband. It's just, and then the very last shot when Audrey Hepburn came back, you know, because this guy was sad and this is a Hollywood movie, so everybody should have happy ending. So he was just like, go fetch my slippers, and then that was the end of the movie. Basically, I just screamed. I mean, I know that feminism wasn't like such a big thing back in the day, but this girl just came back for you. So with that out of the way, we can talk about my 3 favorite Audrey Hepburn co-stars. So number 1, this guy is, I think, 24 years older than Audrey Hepburn. Again, this film takes place in Paris, and it's about Audrey Hepburn being this widow to someone who is murdered, and then it's kind of like a whodunit. You never know for sure till the very last moment of this film that who is the real culprit and stuff like that. So it's a smart kind of film, and it's nice to see Charade in, because Audrey Hepburn is amazing in it. You know, she's like in full from top to bottom Givenchy. So yeah, it was gorgeous. And one thing I really like about Cary Grant was that he acknowledged the age difference between them, that he thought it was very weird if he seduced Audrey. So they switched the roles and made Audrey the agitator, like the one that was like aggressive and flirting with him, and you know, and trying to seduce him. So I appreciate that. Honestly, there weren't a lot of co-stars that I could choose from to be the best 3, because a lot of them were just forgettable. I'm looking at you, the guy from Breakfast at Tiffany that literally nobody remembers. Okay, number two. This is one of my favorite films from Audrey, which is she made later on in her career. It's called Two for the Road, and her co-star is called Albert Finney. Albert Finney is, I think, really nice to see them because they are treated as equal. They were, I think Audrey Hepburn was, I think, 7 years older than him. And rumors says that they were having an affair during the filming of this movie. So I could totally believe that. They were very believable, and I like that it didn't have that father-daughter vibe to it, and it was about 2 people that had a very long relationship, and it was told in a way that it jumps back and forth between the beginning of their relationship and then the middle and then towards the end, and they were at a crossroad of whether they should or should not stay together. So this is one of the few films that I thought that Audrey was treated as an equal, and her husband respected her all the way. So that was quite nice. Also, the film was just really modern, because the film feels a lot more contemporary, and you could see like the whole 60s futuristic fashion in it. I think that's really cool. Okay, so number 1 of my favorite co-stars of Audrey Hepburn is, drum roll please, Gregory Peck. Yay! So I have seen Roman Holiday not less than 5 times. I don't know how many times I've seen it, but a lot of times. It's the first film I watched, and it's her only film that she got an Oscar for, which is a little bit of pity because I think Hollywood rewards women early on in their career and then men later on in their career, so it makes it so that male actors have a longer career span as compared to women have maybe 10 to 15 years, and then the men can have a lot longer. It's also a really perfect film because it's kind of like a romantic comedy, but it's still quite thoughtful, and Gregory Peck is just so handsome. Although I do wish that it was shot in color because the technology already existed at the time, but they had to cut the budget, so they decided to make the film on location, but then make it black-white instead. But the film is still really, really gorgeous. So those are my top 3 favorite and least favorite male co-stars. So what are your favorites? Have you seen any of her films? Comment below, let me know. So see you next time. Bye bye!